Welcome back to Contra Shattered Soldier. Are you guys ready to archipelago go? Yeah, I actually said that. Those are words that escaped my mouth hole. I pressed record and I said those words into the mic, and they are now preserved here, so you can always come back to it. But here we are, Archipelago, last selectable stage in the game. The enemy HQ has been located at Galuga Archipelago. This is where it all began before, and where we can put a close to this war. It's actually true. This is where the Contra series began. This is, Contra 1 took place on the Galuga Archipelago, and for some reason that I'm sure is going to make a lot of sense, we're going back. Great start to a stage there. Just burn some motherfuckers alive. And there goes my little gyrocopter. You guys like the Contra 1 Stage 1 theme? Here's another rendition. The series is really in love with that theme, and there have been a lot of renditions over the years, but I think this is definitely one of my favorites. There's also a really baller version in Hardcore Uprising if you enter the Konami code on the loading screen, so that's really cool. But I like this stage. The stage is pretty cool. It's short, sweet, to the point. It does a little bit of everything that the game does. It's definitely focused more on its bosses, though. Here's a... I don't know, I kind of like this guy's design just because he looks cool and he morphs in and out of his little truck, but I've got to say, I'm not liking all the violence against trucks we're seeing in this game. I mean, what's this game trying to say? That we should put a ban on all trucks entering video games? What is this game, Truckus? And here comes Scrubbing Bubbles! He's just trying to make me clean. But nothing too bad. This boss is just... He's a really cute diversion, I guess. Nothing too... Those are his only two attacks, so it's nothing too bad. And look at that. Down he goes, melts, and say goodbye to the final truck of Contra Shattered Soldier. It's a sad moment. I know I'm sad. Get out of here, you lame-o. We got an extra one man, an extra life, whatever you call it. I'm not gonna judge. But hey, you know what? None of that nonsense. Let's talk for a minute. Fuck Half-Life 2. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look what Contra Shattered Soldier is doing. Fucking physicsing. I'm physicsing all over the goddamn place. This is nonsense. It's crazy. It's so fun. Look at how much fun I'm having. I'm gonna do an entire video after this LP is over. It's just 15 minutes of me spinning this propeller. But we don't have time to do that right now. What we want to do is get this thing coming back at us in a good speed, and then point our flamethrower down and run forward, because this is the only consistent way I know of how to get through that. First time I played the game, and for a very long time, I was never really sure of how to consistently get through there, and that's the only tactic I've been able to find over the years that's worked. But hey, check it out, it's a Contra wall. I wish I had the video from 3 or 4 years ago of where Rhett was fighting the Stage 1 boss of Contra for like 3 or 5 minutes or so, because he couldn't figure out how to destroy it. But not so bad in this game. In fact, it's downright easy if you stay up here and just do this. But there have been some really cool variations on this boss, I think. This is not one of them, but like Contra 4 and Hardcore Uprising both have really cool variations on the wall, I guess you would call it. But now it's time for narrative and story. This is what you came here for. It's our good pal Lance Bean. We're back to see him. And I bet he gets real good internet in here. He's gonna slash the air. It's so cool. It's like the anime thing to do. And if ever there was an anime boss, it's this guy. But this is actually a pretty cool boss fight. It reminds me a lot of the Big Magnum and General Bahamut fights, or Colonel Bahamut fights in Contra Hardcore. Just really cool. Like, simple patterns, but like the attacks look kind of cool. Except this one. Like, why would this? Like, what is this attack? What is this nonsense? This is silly. But he has one attack that is just like, yo, I'm gonna die 50% of the time. Let's see if he does it. Nope, he's not doing it. I'm gonna thank my lucky stars that I'm not gonna get face rolled by the worst attack. I say as he jumps in to do the worst attack. Yeah, okay. Okay, he didn't go as crazy as I thought he might there, but that is the worst attack that he has, because it's just, like, the angles that it can bounce at you from don't make a lot of sense sometimes. But first form down, not a problemo. So now it's gonna, like, alright, getting ready. We're gonna fight some Super Lance. Are you ready? No, it's not Super Lance at all. It's just dumb, weird body stuff. This is the point of the game where I think that, like, the designers were like, but we've still got boss designs we haven't used yet. Where can we plug them in? And this is where they got plugged in. The rest of this stage is just kind of like, you know, here's a heart, because you fight a heart at the end of the first Contra with little pods that spit out crawly baby dudes. And then a boss that I'm not sure has ever been in a Contra game, the menacing pipe cleaner, which I'm going to try and cheese out with the plasma shot, because this is all this boss does. This is his main form of attack, I guess you'd say. Kind of reminds me of Battletoads, the snake stage in Battletoads, where you're climbing up. I usually miss that climb, by the way. I'm usually, like, if I let him get far enough in that pattern, I usually die, because I'm bad. And here we have, I guess, an homage to Red Falcon from Super C. But there's also kind of a boss in Contra Hardcore that was a bit similar, but they were flatter, and I don't think that they were kind of like really the same design, but they bounced on top of each other. It was one of the hardest attacks in the game to avoid. But what I try to do here is I try to distribute damage evenly, or as evenly as I can, because when one of these things is left, it's kind of annoying. It has a really annoying attack that, again, I might die from, but hopefully we've succeeded in doing an apt amount of damage to avoid the worst of it. And he's going up to the top again. I like that. He's going to hover over me there like a big old silly. But he's definitely going to get that next attack off. Yeah. This little bullet hell attack. It's random as hell. And that thing goes on way longer if you don't immediately kill it. And now we've got, for some reason, weird plant Slinky. Yay! Another weird boss that makes no sense, but whatever. You know, it is what it is. Some people just needed to get their designs in. I'm just gonna spit big laser. But this is like the big blood falcon that we're afraid of. Like plant Slinky. Like this is where they put all their marbles. But as you can see, there's not a lot to this fight. The next fight, however, is really involved, so if I end up going silent for a bit of it, I do apologize, but I kind of like to dismantle this guy in a way to minimize my risk. But it's pretty easy to see what he's doing and his main methods of attack. But what I try to do, what I really want to do is distribute damage equally, sort of, and just like take out these eyes at roughly the same time to kind of make the, like, once the arm retracts, so that I have a much easier attack to dodge. And I succeeded. So now the rest of the fight is just a lot of patience and a lot of kind of metering out my damage. Before I start working on the arms, I'm going to start plugging some shots into the head to kind of make the end of the fight a little easier. Just so I don't have to deal with quite as much insane shit going on. So now I'm going to start plugging away at the arms. I want to start plugging at those a little evenly as well. Don't want to take out one too quick before the other. It's just me being a big pussy and avoiding as much of a fight as I can, really. That's really all it is. Oh yeah, there you go. Not too bad. Okay, so we've got that other arm. Alright. Yeah, good job, me. So, dealing with little shrimpies. And hopefully the damage that I've done to the head is good enough to help me get through this. And without too much effort. And I'm going to fall off because I'm an idiot. No, I just like to challenge myself. What I did there was I accidentally pressed the jump button while holding down. Whatever. We're good. I'm going to do it again. Whatever. We'll take it. But that wasn't too bad. Could have been way worse. But we're not going to find out what happens right now. We're going to find out what happens on the next episode. So, with all of that, we'll see you next time. I switched the scene at the wrong time. That was really cute. Go me!